So, last session we left off in the gas tower, and you might be wondering why we're back at the base. Well, in the tower we found one of those rooms with all of the scaffolding beams, which contains a bunch of little carbonite gas spawners. We farmed one just a little bit. We got, that would have been 9 because we had 1 before. We only need 8 for the seeds. But we settled on that number because, just like the blaze spawner that we got from the same tower, we stole the spawner and it's not here. And let's put it the other side. Thank you for ruining that nice sweet bit. And we dumped it underwater at this side. Now, with this being a carbonite spawner rather than a generic blaze spawner, I don't know if this gas will be limited if it'll only work in the twilight. Given that the blaze spawner works in the overworld, I don't expect the gas to have such a restriction either. But even with that spawner, just for the sake of having practice with making mob-based seeds, we do want to make gassed seeds regardless. We looked it up for mob chunks. It turns out the only way to get them is through making a Solium dagger. A Solium dagger needs a mystical stick, which is easy enough. But the Solium ingots is a little bit of a nuisance because, let's see, we need to make nuggets or dust. Dust I think is going to be easier. So how to make Solium dust? We made that with soul dust and prudentium. So we need 8 prudentium and 10 soul dust. Get that started. And for the soul dust, that is cooked soulstone, so we're going to need 10 soulstone, which is going to be 2 crafts of this. Do we have anything in there? Yep, we don't need to do a calculation because we've got all the bits. So 10 of you crushed up, and the prudentium as well afterwards. But with this we should get a dagger, and hopefully that cursed creeper outside will drop mob chunks. There we can. Do you not work in the crusher? This is soulstone. Oh, it cooks, not crushes. The frame rate is always so bad at the start of the stream, but picks up about 20 minutes in. I still don't know why that's the case. Even in cases where we've left it like that 20 minutes or so to just try and catch up, but just the start of the stream never seems to like working. So 10 soul dust, do we cook you again? Actually no, we don't cook you again, we mix you with the prudentium. Did I take the prudentium out? No, I probably did not. No, I did not. Which means, in you go. Blend, dust even. Cook you and we can make a sword. That's still ridiculously ugly. It's so annoying that it's mandatory. So, Solium ingots. Mystical stick, we have a Solium dagger. Now, is there any use for this soulstone? With a proof block, I will eventually be needing that, and quite a lot of it. But for that, I'll need wither skeleton essence, which is probably going to be 8 wither skulls if it's the same sort of mob chunking system. What else is it? Tinker table. Is this meant to be the same as the tool forge? Because these are from mystical acupuncture. It might just add them to be nice about. Frankly, I don't know what that is. What do we do for cooking? Oh, if you cook the thing you just cooked, you get the thing it's uncooked. Okay, so that's also just to save on the item types and all the things. Even though the refined storage would have been better for this because it doesn't do one thing for one item. All of these, because of them being so different, each having its own little different enchantment, etc. Each one takes up one item type, so we just dump them in here to save it. I will actually want to save these, so there you go. And let's go stab the creeper in the face. And it will need ultimately 4 mob chunks. Bugger. If this is meant to be a super long fuse before it nukes, that's just going to end the series right there. Or maybe we just got unlucky and it decided that the game was going to skip the tick of the explosion, but in exchange it didn't get the end signal for the noise ending. Oh, it just became invisible. The potion effects helpful, so... Oh, right, I figured out now. It somehow became invisible, and it gave randomly weakness. So we have experience chunk. Don't you? What are you? Can make experience seeds out of you. What to a zombie chunk? Can we cook? No. You literally are useless. I don't want to cross dimensions because we'll probably get the channel exception, and that does suck. I mean, there's a chance I could stop getting channel exceptions if I put a bit more RAM onto this, but I prefer this running off 4 gig because it's the most stable. It takes a bit longer to boot up because it has to juggle. I see you're escaping. It takes a bit longer to boot up because 4 gig is hitting the limit of what it needs to start. But at the minute it's got 4.5 allocated. This is only an 8 gig laptop and it's DDR4 and I think it only has 1 slot, so I could potentially upgrade it, but it's a pain to get to because it doesn't really have all of the back panels it should. It's all self-contained, it's not supposed to be upgraded. And also because it's DDR4, that's like the pretty much the newest type of RAM there is, so a 16 gig DDR4 RAM stick is probably going to be silly money. If I had any viewers on Twitch, it would be nice if because then someone would have probably looked up the prices and gone, oh, you could have got a good deal from such and such a place for that RAM. Like, oh, really? Tell me more. And then I'd have something to talk about. Because if you just listen, it would show up on the chat here because of the integration. It's like, woo, the viewers are making free content for me. And all I have to do is entertain them. Which I'm already failing that half of the deal because this isn't entertaining. Odds chances are, if you're watching this, I somehow, emphasis on somehow, got popular enough to warrant someone actually watching this. That is like, oh, this is the old days, this was the first content he ever made. Let's have a look at it and see how much he's improved. Oh god, he still did silly voices, didn't he? Yes, and that's your silly voice, isn't it? I've forgotten where I was going with that. It's the trouble with doing silly voices, you forget what you were doing. I was after mob chunks, but I've forgotten what the actual topic of conversation was. Then there's the other thing where oh, this tree grew. There's always the potential that someone would come and comment on this on YouTube in days long since past and give me a current deal for it, whereas by then it's probably going to be like 5-10 years before anything interesting ever makes it to his channel. So it's a case of, in that time, I probably will have got DDR4 will probably be cheap by then, because there should be like DDR5 or something. Oh, there's a thing that DDR4, there's some kind of RAM thing, where DDR4 you can put together, if you can connect it up enough, you can get astronomical amounts of RAM. So in theory, DDR4 is the last type of RAM you'd ever need, because you could put together something like, you could put a computer together with terabytes of RAM. That is amazing to think about, that you could actually have a program, you could actually have a computer even, that could play Minecraft. With literally all the mods ever made, excluding ones that aren't compatible with anything. Where the zombies is? Actually, I don't have to wait for night. Normally I use it just to let me sleep anytime, but if we just have night to come and then not sleep, you can hunt mobs without having to go through the dimensional portal and get a channel exception and take up 10 sodding minutes. So, zombies, come out to play. We have a knife with your name on it. I don't know why Russians would be the most suitable for hunting zombies, but I could probably afford to upgrade this, but I still can't really automate that effectively. Like, there's no way I can filter out, well, there's one slot underneath. In theory, if we had like thermal expansion, I could set a servo underneath this with a servo filter, and that would extract, but I don't think mechanism pipes support logistical transporter. Does that have a filter? Come on. Logistical, the one which looks weird, sorter. No, else shift an M. Come on, oh god. And it's frozen up. Oh, it's really frozen up. All you're doing... No. All you're doing is looking at a lang file. Filter-based sorting machine can auto-check specified items out of and into adjacent inventories and logistical transports. So that could do it. That could automate everything I need in Blood Magic. But we'll get the mob chunks done, because I want to get mob chunks done quickly, so that I can then go through the quest backlog, because there's a bunch of quests in earlier ages that were skipped for no reason other than they weren't needed. Like the bake-off thing, all that did was unlock an extra area, so I had no intention of using ranged combat in Age... Actually no, that was Age 0. In Age 0 there was no use for range combat. And this is Lapis, you're not a zombie, but you are Steve, so you die. Although you did drop a chunk, is it experience chunk? Yes it is. that sucks. So where, if I put you off and put you on, you will lag to balls because that's how you work. But I will be able to see enemies. Oh, except you. Why are golems just coming out of the ground? God, you hit like a ton of bricks. And also, why aren't I regenerating? I've got full hunger. Oh, don't stall. Spider chunk, I can convert that. So, spider chunk. That's one towards it. You're tier 3. We can use you to mix spider seeds, and we can burn you to make a tier 3 mob chunk. That will cut down quite a bit of time. So if we find more spiders, come on, turn around. There we go. If we can find more spiders, that'd be ideal. Was there a creeper chunk dropped? No, it was an experience chunk. Wow, this is lagging a lot. It seems to do this when I talk with the stream. It just starts to have these little... It starts out slow, and oh... What if I turn mob creeping off? Mob creep, even. Because I got fed up of filling in creeper holes. Because there's holes over there where there's the where all the wet mud was excavated. That they have dismissed. And I don't like that hole because I had to light it up, and just remembering it's that, like in one of Shin's streams ages ago, where I think he was doing, was it YCP, Yogscast Complete Pack? Oh, it was something where he was doing, I can't remember what pack it was, but it was like Feed the World 2 on a stream series version. And he swapped out his floor for from dirt to wood or stone, and he forgot one block under one of the furnaces, and he found himself with one extra block at the end of him, and he was like, "Ooh, where did this go?" And how I should probably work on imitating Shin better, because I sound like Shin with a cold, in my opinion. I was in the stream that told him that there was this one spot under the furnace that had been missed, and it was going to bug me forever. And it still does, even though that world has probably long since been deleted. But we remember these weird little... Oh, are you a dog? Nope, you're another Steam Hat guy. Even though I've disabled... Fuck. Even though I've disabled particles and can't actually see his Steam Hat thing. Because... that hat normally has like a steam pipe amount of particles coming out, as though it was a steam train. A weird thing for a mob. Let's see, is there any more? No, that's not a skeleton, that's the top, that's the infusion bit. Do these wild sheep over here drop chunks? That would be nice, because I think that they do very low tier, very low tier ones, so you can get like sheep seeds. Unfortunately, the sheep seeds don't give you wool, you can only get mutton, which makes them a very pointless seed. Kimberlite, yes, a diamond vein. We have been looking for you. Evidently not very hard though. What did I just dump? I dumped something in here I shouldn't have. No, I can dump that in that chest downstairs. You don't belong there. You definitely don't belong there. You come out. You can go away. And you can go up there. You can go away. And there was shit left of you. You can go down. You can just so. And it's going to be that corner. Because that's the corner that all are spawning. Interesting 48. What is the height? 2 to 20, so if we get down to Y50, if it's in this corner, it should scan. Oh, I forgot apples. Oh no, they just got shifted. So, Y50. Journey map is very slow to update. 64, 63, 62, 61. At Y50, we'll be able to scan the entirety of the height. So, in Black 2, ooh, it's a very small vein if there's only 2 of them. Like the Emerald vein, the beryl one we found, I think that was in the Twilight Forest. That only had Saracen stone. And I can hear lava. So I'm going to follow it a bit this way just so I can whack the W. Slate. I'm not making any more floors anytime soon. So I don't think I'll need that. I get the feeling that with hearing that lava, there is probably a lava lake that's eaten into the vein, which is going to be very bad for figuring out if this is a decent sized vein. Can I hear any lava? No, so this hasn't eaten any. So... how big is this diamond vein? 31 diamonds. But the actual size of it was probably 1, 2 blocks, 4 blocks, 6 blocks, 8 blocks, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 blocks, and this is, I think, a maximum lock. Fortune 3. Do I still have any modifiers left on this? 5 modifiers. I don't think I can put any more looks on. So 31 out of like 13. I think that was 13. I probably said 13. 13 13 blocks. Oh, for goodness sake, you stupid glove. I really don't like why the glove will randomly cut out at some points. We have to look at it. In inventory. Literally just look at it. We don't have to right click to toggle it back on or anything. But literally looking at it fixes it. And that's not a beacon, that's it. So we'll put the borders back on and we will get every single kimberlite sample in here, in this chunk. So one, what are you? Autonite, you're uranium.
Who's radium?
I mean, those were nice days in the past, and Minecraft was much bigger as well. And when the subreddit also had its own dedicated sidebar Minecraft server, which was Iranian, of course. A few interesting people there. Got a bit of hassle from one, but that's history now. Tried to blackmail me. And, going the right way, yep. And he got his own comeuppance. Actually tried to call it in. Did I really have 2 diamond veins right outside of my back door all of this time? And I went the other way to search for them that episode in the past. Jesus. This corner chunk. You see it? So 50. That's the thing about this sort of origin system. Let's check. Oh, it's not in this corner. light. Climb. No, not climb. We want to dig around. Get to the other corners and scan those. So normally they're in the southeast corner. Anyway, back to the thing about this ore generating system with the giant veins. In the past, when it was just everywhere by layer, then you could go on a mining expedition, you could find all sorts of things. You could go to a mining trip, follow a cave, get all sorts of ores, so there wasn't really any different things, because you could find all sorts of things underground. You could find rock dungeons, etc. But here, you're not going to come across anything really unexpected underground. It's just a case of make a shaft, get the vein. Let's see oh, there's a moth buzzing there. But that's not that interesting yet. That's also a thing with the dungeon loop being turned off. Like, sure, it balances out people getting things potentially ahead of their tech early, but also you've lost that minor interest thing. So mining in this pack is not interesting to watch on the stream. What? This is the right chunk with the thing, isn't it? Actually, I need to light that corner up. Because we're at 43, so we're definitely punching through all the way to bedrock. Osmium as well. Kimberlite sample. Yes, you're here. We'll keep digging down then, because odds are there's a giant lava lake under here, which has eaten the vein. Get to this side so they glow. It's still working good. We'll at least see what generation has taken place in its stead. Yep. Although there is one, so it's a good job I came down anyway. Oh, there's quite a few. But I need to arrange some basalt. Yep. And let's see, your basalt so we can cover you up. Also burn useless things. So here we go, sheep pelt we could use, skeleton, that's value, actually that's tier 3 as well, so that's 2 tier 3 chunks. Saracen stone, can we use you for anything other than facades? Nope. So craft slate we don't need. Reed we do need for the wicker. Marble we can get plenty of. Limestone, no quite. We use rotten flesh for anything fancy. Spawn. And spawn creatures, and these are strangely appropriate type. A beam of energized matter. I don't know what that is. Graveyard, so it heals if dead, doesn't spawn them. Oh, is that? No. I was hoping that was extra utilities or something. I don't think we have extra utilities, but we do have that mob mash utilities. Zombie drone. Make tier 1 monsters or anything else. It has to be made from zombie chunks. So flesh array, dirt, we've got plenty. Cobble, we've got plenty. Well, we've got some. We don't really have great amounts of it. So this should now be safe to mine and catch everything. We had 31 and we got another 31. I'm not going to bother measuring the size of it because it's not a self-contained unit, but stack a diamond, not terrible. Oh, and because I got rid of the dirt, then so clean up the light samples. I wonder if I would have got extras from attacking it with the pickaxe. I don't think the fortune works on the sands. Only on the let's fleece, you, wheat, carrot, actually we will cook these, and they, no actually, because we might need them cooking for something else. Sheep pelt, we will boil you up for glue, spider trunk, skeleton trunk, experience trunk. Do we still have any use for you? No, just bottles. Okay, experience seeds, can we use you for anything? Experience essence, experience droplet, experience bottle, monolith, and enchant. Removes enchantments. Now that would be interesting. Nope. Stick my hand right underneath the microphone. She can't really stroke your beard if you've got a microphone next to it. We call it a beard, it's just sort of a goatee thing. Goatee, go-to. Enchant pile. Bibliocraft is probably better because then we can recover the enchants, whereas that sounds like it just destroys the enchant, just so that things can stack. So boil the pellet, get glue, and I've been watching Dial 20's Stone Block thing, where they have EMC, they have Project E. I might swap out all the oak for spruce because I like spruce a lot more as building material. But frankly, it's not really worth doing on stream. But we do still need more mob bits. 2 more will do the trick. Is there anything here that I shouldn't have in here? Well, you shouldn't really be in here because that's really just for MFR. Although that would be a good way to get mob chunks. Where's... oh, there's a sword. The dagger. Can you be enchanted with fortune or anything? Sharp smite, no. Looting, that could be worthwhile. I saw something that was text. I'll have to go back. What sort of time is it? It's 1:30, so about halfway through the stream I'm going to have to check back on the VOD and find that one frame and find out what it said. It looked like there was a backwards 2 or a 5. What about mobs? Which means I need the shit map, aka journey map back in. Spiders, those will do. Actually, did I? No, I did not. The jetpack got put away. I don't think they can be armoured. Noisy owls. That's terrifying, actually. But with the jetpack, I don't know if it has any armour, but did I leave it in the charging thing? Almost certain. But at least with that I can fly around a little bit. It's probably going to be shit because it's a first tier and the diamond things are a little bit expensive. Engine on, hover off. So what are you from? Iron jetpacks. Let's have a look at what your controls are. Category Iron. Toggle engine, it's you've got something G. What else is on G? Everything. Toggle mode, enter utilities. Lucasfin, you're the between us, we don't like you. Also, I figured out how to get the insert key working onto this. Excavate, good. Armor mode switch. Nope. Toggle hover mode. More bends menu. Gob up mods. Nope. Special inventory. Even... that's only going to be of any use when there's actually... toggle mode, end utilities. If we make anything from end utilities we will use it, otherwise we will save that for There we go. Actually, I probably don't even need hover mode because of the boots. And did that have any armor effect? Yes, it adds about... Is that 1 or 2 extra? No, that's my legs. That's 1 extra bit of armor. Extra heart, or 1 extra chest of armor. So with this, the spiders have gone. Well, this will make exploring a little bit nicer, although we've gone a bit too high and all the mobs have disappeared. I'm probably also going to fall foul of one of those times when the game decides, hey, you just fell a while. Let's give you damage. Oh wait, you've got fall immunity. We're not going to pay any attention to that. Oh, spider. Any of you drop anything useful? 1 spider chunk. Good. This entire episode is probably going to be doing spider chunks. I was hoping to have the spider, well, the mob chunks in general, done by about a quarter of an hour in. Because then we could have gone straight to the seed and then straight into some of the quests from previous ages that we skipped. We're not going to bother with the... Yeah, you're a bear, you'll drop experience. Chunks. But, the idea was to spend a quarter of an hour getting chunks, 5 minutes crafting the seed, and then the rest of the session going back over old quests. Odds are next session is going to be where we do the old quests. But because it's one of these speaking ones, I'll probably get about 3 sessions done. About 3 sessions done tonight. Decent drop? No. Experience chunks. Where are you? I could probably run faster. Any chunks? Still no chunks. And it would take longer to get looting onto this than it would take to actually find the last chunk. Silly bear. Don't want to fly. Can't get eaten by fly traps. I don't even know why I was just looking at the actual ground for mobs when I should have been looking at the actual map. I mean, I'll probably just run into a golem if I just watch the map because those don't show up. And I also don't want to go into the mob dimension because of, well, as we're a little lost now actually. Because of zombies not in the village. You're not allowed here. Oh, you're underground. You waste of zombie spawn. So let's get away from the village, because mobs are going to spawn near that, and I don't want them to kill the villagers, even though they're basically useless, because I can get anything I want already. Why are you underground? I don't want to have to dig. Creepers, those spawn above ground. Well, they spawn everywhere, but they're more likely to spawn above ground. Now, worst case scenario would be just if every hostile mob has suddenly become invisible again. That sometimes happens. And that oftentimes sucks. Spiders! Chunk? No. Zombie. Does the flying cost me stupid amounts of food as well? Because if that's the case, the game is flipping, bro. No. Wolves. Those control jumps. And they're related to step wolves, so they can go die. But we know hostile ones are much more likely to drop the bits we need. And it's getting light, so we're probably about to lose the things, and I don't know where I am in relation to. Right, so what's this way home? Skeleton, you've probably spawned under a tree. Don't die to the fire, die to me. Oh, was that a... no, that's what we already had. Enderman. We'll need to eat before going into you, because Endermen have a habit of doing quite a lot of damage quite a lot quicker than anything else. If this dagger could have been used as a modifier on the sword, just so that other things, so that real swords would have actually dropped. So there's another Enderman, we'll take you out. Where are you? In the pit. Come on, don't lag up. Especially not now when there's a pissed Enderman trying to kill me. They do like, what's that, 2 hearts each time. Come on. Okay, Java, how much? Yep, you're still alive. Nope, and now it's because we tapped out to the zoo. Science manager decided it wanted to. Okay, where are you? You fell to your death. You are an Enderman. You do not fall to your death. You teleport away from death. You dumb animal. Oh, you can't call it a dumb animal, that's being mean to animals. Shut up, Peter. No one takes you seriously except for the people which do, but no one should be taking them seriously. Because they're people that take Peter seriously, and people that take Peter seriously are not worth the carbon. So seriously, if you want to donate money to Peter, you think that supporting Peter is good, you would genuinely be better off supporting an abattoir. They will at least make sure that the animals are dealt with humanely. Any animals that you give to Peter, 95 or 92%, something in that ballpark, will be put down by Peter, because they are not going to look after them themselves. They will try and f them off on other people. There was also this copyright thing. I'm sure some of you will be familiar with the macaque, I think it was, that took its own selfie. Or rather, a photographer essentially trained a group of macaques to shutter on a camera that you set up, set the exposure for, etc., and all of that. Peter, because generally the copyright law on photographs is that the person that takes the photograph is the copyright owner of that work, Peter tried to take that to court, saying that only the macaque should benefit financially from those pictures. Didn't work out. That the court upheld that animals weren't entitled to the thing. Peter tried to retract the case in order to prevent that setting precedent that animals couldn't have copyright. The judge said no, because you're trying to use this as a strategic lawsuit to set a precedent favourable to your interests. So the judge rejected that dismissal to make sure the court heard it. Something in that ballpark, I believe, is how the events went down. I don't think it's the SLAP, which is strategic litigation against public participation, where it's using a lawsuit to try and discourage a company from pursuing a certain interest, such as where you'd sue actually, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer, I can't really figure out these systems too well. I could understand the contract, which is probably why I'm not sure if I'd take up the affiliate system with Twitch, because Twitch has a clause in it where all stream content, so all content streamed on Twitch, must be exclusive to Twitch for a period of 24 hours after the stream. And that, as someone that puts all the content onto YouTube, could be awkward. Because if I lose my backlog, I record through Twitch's stream and then export it. If I have no YouTube backlog, but it is the same day that the last... So currently I've got 4 days of backlog for YouTube and these streams. So today is 85, odds are 81 will go up tomorrow. Well, this is 85. If I just put up 84 yesterday, I would want to put today's stream up, this one, up right away as soon as it ended, as soon as the stream ended. With the affiliate program, I wouldn't be able to do that, so I would have to suffer a lapse in the in having an episode every day. YouTube's algorithms really do not like having a lapse. So that policy of Twitch's could impose financial harm on anyone with a significant YouTube presence who got that presence from uploading their Twitch streams. Certainly it's something that you could that the case could be made that it's an unreasonable clause. On one hand, it's reasonable because Twitch needs exclusive content to be competitive over other services, so that everyone isn't simulcasting, I think it is, where they're streaming to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. I think I'm getting deja vu. I think I've said about this simulcasting and the 24-hour limit on a previous stream. So I'll get out of that. Anyway, we've got the 4 mob chunks that they're cooking up. I probably could have done it faster if I'd actually bothered using the smelter downstairs, but I've already put them in. And this is free anyway. But at least in this session we get the non-prompts done. So, tier 3 mob chunks can be used to make skeleton, creeper, spider, rabbit, and guardian chunks. And what can a tier 4 one be used for? Blaze and ghast and enderman. Enderman would be nice to have, but we can farm that easily in the end. Blaze, I've got a spawner. Ghast, I've technically also got a spawner. What can we use tier 5 for? With a skeleton, what can we use tier 6 for? It seems we can't. Yeah, there's no use there. So, with a skeleton skull. Do I want to upgrade them that far? What we do know is that we can't downgrade them. So, we go back. Ghast tier. Ghasts fly. We know that much. So using the spawner system can be a bit of a hassle. I have 8 ghast things now, but I don't have 8 wither skeletons. Can I make you from anything else? Fragments. Do I have fragments? I probably don't have fragments. Withering souls. No, that's just turning them back into skulls. So that's killing withers. These are from killing skeletons. Blank skull. What are you made of? Bone block. What are you made of? Iron dust. Oh, soul dust. So you could be done. You're viable. Actually, let's just try sticking these through the room just in case they turn into something nice and it just isn't listed. We'll just leave those there. Actually, how much are we going to need ghast tears? What did I need them for? What are you? That's queen tears. Oh no, that's the. We needed them for end crystals, so that's one of the quests that's backlogged currently. Galgador. Oh god, I hate Galgador. What did I need you for? I needed you for ultimate. Yes. Ghast tears is because we need so many of them for. So many damn tears for the Galgador. So string away sapling wood. Ghast tears seed. Ghast essence. Ghast seeds. Ghast chunk. Actually quite yet, because we need you to be tier 4, which means we need 8 of you. You start essence. We also got you to make a lock so we can get to the Supremium Furnace. You in. How many essence have we got? Oh, only 600, so we couldn't really craft. Stupid mic. I don't know if it was in the right position recently. You probably haven't heard as much as you needed to. Well, you don't need to hear anything. You could have muted this for, well, not for all I care. I'm still in two minds about whether I actually want people listening to my voice. I hate my voice. I have been very clear on this before. Like in Reddit, I've linked to these threads on Yogscast SevTech series for tips. Because that's originally what this series was, this stream series was for. So I would always have footage to refer them to whenever they fucked up. There is no if, they fuck up a lot. But when I started using my voice, I still don't like the sound of my voice. Sometimes it's necessary to convey things because it's things where otherwise I would have just put it into the game chat for understanding, but that takes so long. I can get a lot more stuff said, literally, when I'm actually saying it. Which ones have I still got actually growing? Annulian. I could upgrade. What is your Fiery Sword Blade, attack 7.6, mining level obsidian. What would Emmanuelin's Sword Blade be like? 8.72 versus Fiery. That could work. That could work. And what is that? Just 2 for a sword blade. Yeah, we will swap it out just because it's incredibly cheap. Yeah, for some, I was about to make a completely uncalled for Dark Crystal reference. We need the vital essence. Because we've only got 600. But that's why? Why? That's a completely uncalled for reference. There might be some people watching this. Well, there's no one watching this. There might be people that would be absolutely terrified of seeing a Dark Crystal reference, because that was not a it was meant to be a kids thing. It is not a kids thing. It is never a kids thing. So 1 tier 4, and we're also going to use another 4 Supreme Essence. You will eventually come out. So we've only got 5 minutes of the session left. We'll get the sword blade done. You're not doing anything. You can... I will store these just in case I have a hankering to make the experience seeds. I don't expect that. I've got plenty of experience. I don't see myself doing any major enchanting work unless I go down the Bibliograph route, which could be done because we've got plenty of space now here, now that almost all the chests have been done. This one's still around for some of these because I don't want finding those in the... and also because every single rock crystal would take up its own item type, I'd expect, in the network, and that would vary quickly. Just one more vein would probably fill up all the remaining disk space I've got. So 2 men yelling. God, you melt slow. We don't have fire, water or anything here. So we can't really speed it up because I think that's a thermal expansion thing. How close are we to any of these? Probably fairly close. Essence, we can probably get you started to make the next gas seed bits. And also furnace. If we make a basic furnace, then we can at least manually make the lowest tier. Oh god, we really are low. I don't think we're even going to be able to get the second... I doubt we'll even be able to get to Prudentium with this. You've still got one more to make, and we can at least make... how many? 9, 12? Is that? Yes, that's 12 essence. I do not want to be carrying this around, because even though keep inventory is on, that's not something you want to somehow lose to it bugging out. So you don't set things on fire, but you do extra damage against things that are burning. So attack 9, 12. That is really not... I'm not sure that's even a worthwhile addition. Auto smelt, harvested block gets melted, deals bonus damage to things on fire. Things generally aren't on fire. Well, we could get... We've got one modifier. Actually, yeah, just one modifier. We should have plenty of lapis. I could make a lapis seed. This is going to need renaming from the cauterized because it's no longer heat sword. So we'll get up, we'll get the gas seeds crafted quickly because we've got 1 minute left before it goes on break. Gas seed. Get you out. Get you here. I should probably bother automating cloches, cloche production even. And I don't have a storage things for gassed essence, but that won't be required to them. That's a lot of gas meat, but I could probably cook that up and make it into sandwiches if I bothered with the red system. Oh yes, we also removed the recipes for the Diamond and Emerald versions of these crafting tables because they aren't used for anything anymore. Whilst these gold ones are used for making these crafting tables. Yeah, that's the end of the first session. We'll end the stream now. We're back in probably about 10 minutes or so for the next stream. Well, I'm announcing this to no one. But next stream should start in about 10 minutes. We'll leave it running and see how many gas essence we get in 10 minutes. So we want E to pause this in a way that doesn't pause the essence. And we will wrap this up and be back in about 10 minutes.